So we have some news about the PlayStation 5, and more specifically the fact that it could have been $1,000. And no, I'm not joking here. The boss of Sony PlayStation, Tim Ryan, discussed his role regarding, what they were deciding with the PlayStation 5 and everything in an interview. And he said that, basically they did hold it back a little bit in terms of power because there was almost a PlayStation 5 that was $1,000. For that price, you could build a very, very, very above average PC that could crank out 4K, that could do high 1080p gaming and lower 4K gaming. I know that a 1080 Ti can do 4K at about 40 frames per second, 30 some. At least that was my experience with mine when I had one. And I know that, you could get one right now in the pre-owned market and you could build a PC with that and you could actually get a really, really good PC build for $900 to $1,000. And he said that when picking out a chip for the PlayStation 5, they almost decided on a chip that was $1,000. And it's a great gaming chip, and he said it would have been such a great gaming console, and yes, it would have been great, but it would ultimately had to sell for $1,000. That's kind of me paraphrasing the quote there. Not a direct quote from Tim Ryan, obviously. That's kind of me just paraphrasing, like I said, but I'm blown away by this because of the fact that I think that a lot of people were not expecting this type of thing because, when the PS3 came out, it was $600. That, blew people's minds, right? Could you imagine people if there was a $1,000 PlayStation 5? And yes, you can argue, okay, well, they can have different levels to this, okay? They could do a Series X, Series S, but with even more power. Start the $500 one off is more the base model, and then do the $1,000 one as the premium one. But for $500, I don't think you should feel like you have a base model product. That's a lot of money to spend, and I think a lot of people, they can't even afford one. And how are you going to make one double the price? And, that's just, to me, it's not even fair, and I'm kind of happy they definitely did not decide to go that route. Tim Ryan was right in choosing to do a real console, a more traditional style console versus a cloud console, because they were also thinking about doing a cloud console this time, streaming the games and different things, offering a service. PlayStation could have been more of a service rather than an actual console, kind of like what Xbox was trying to do with xCloud, but ultimately they still have a console too. But this could be our last vanilla console generation where everything's the way that we know it and love it. This could be the last one that we ever have of that, because the fact of cloud gaming and everything within the next 7-8 years, who knows, are we even going to get a PlayStation 5 Pro, or is it just going to be all through the cloud? The problem is with cloud gaming, and this is why a lot of people decide against it, a lot of companies too, is because people's internets are just not good enough. Me, I have pretty decent internet, okay? I'm not going to say my internet's amazing, because it's not. Every once in a while I'll have a problem, but I feel like everybody does. But ultimately, my Wi-Fi is not blow your mind or anything here. It's pretty basic Wi-Fi. It's nothing amazing. It's nothing bad either. I'd say it's right around a little bit average, okay? So basically, if you tried to cloud game on my internet, it would be terrible. And like I said, I don't really have that bad of internet here. I've tried free trials of cloud gaming and different things. It just doesn't work for me and my internet. And I know a lot of people it wouldn't work for them either. So I'm really happy they didn't decide to go with that. And I think that the $1,000 PlayStation 5 would have definitely been a really bad idea too. So I'm kind of happy that didn't ever come out either. Because like I said, you could build a gaming PC that could do 4K pretty easily in the 30s, in the playable frames per second. Nothing amazingly high, and you might say, well, Jimmy, you can do 4K 120 on a PlayStation 5, and yes, you can, but the thing you have to realize is that PC is always more money. So all I'm trying to say is if they did make a $1,000 PlayStation 5, it would have had to been doing 8K, because consoles are always cheaper than PlayStation. Consoles are always cheaper than PC because PCs are more versatile too, so more people are willing to spend the money because you kind of have all these games in one area versus replacing your console, but you do miss out on exclusives, so there's ups and downs to everything in life. Anyways, let me know what you think about this $1,000 PlayStation 5 news down below in the description. I'll get back to my Nintendo content, Xbox content, whatever's going on in the world of gaming, and we'll be back with more videos in the foreseeable future. Thank you so much for watching. Jimmie out of here.